Russian attacks have killed 8 people and injured at least 28 others in Ukraine's eastern frontline Donetsk region. Moscow has entered its firepower on the industrial region, which it claims to have annexed and has been partially controlled by Kremlin-backed forces since 2014. 5 people were killed and 8 others were injured when 2 Russian-guided bombs struck the town of Selidov, west of the Russian-controlled city of Donetsk. Separately, Russian troops dropped 3 guided bombs on the village of Komar, farther southwest, killing a 32-year-old woman. 20 others were injured. 13 private houses, 4 shops and 2 residential buildings were damaged in the attack alongside 2 infrastructure facilities. Meanwhile, on the diplomatic front, new British Prime Minister Keir Starmer told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that London will keep providing support for Kyiv in its war against Russia. And the Ukrainian leader expressed gratitude for maintaining that stand. On the other hand, a senior U.S. official says NATO allies at their summit in Washington would unveil a bridge to membership plan for Ukraine and announce steps to bolster Kyiv's air defenses. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that NATO is helping Ukraine to prepare for joining the military alliance.
On the UK elections, I will congratulate Keir Starmer on his election victory. I look forward to welcoming him and to meet him at the NATO summit in Washington next week. I have met also Keir Starmer here at the NATO headquarters, and I know that he's a strong supporter of NATO, of the transatlantic alliance, and also committed to ensure that the United Kingdom continues to be a strong and very committed NATO ally.
The NATO chief also declared that the alliance was informed in advance of Hungarian Prime Minister's trip to Moscow for talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Stoltenberg said that Orban is travelling in his capacity as Hungary Prime Minister and will not represent NATO, of which Hungary is a member. In Moscow, Putin reiterated his stance, telling Orban that Ukraine must abandon 4 regions in the east and south, including Donetsk, if Kyiv wants peace. And Orban, who visited Kyiv earlier this week, in turn said that the positions are far apart between the 2 sides, with many steps needed to achieve peace. Putin said that the Russian and Hungarian leaders talked about the possible ways of resolving the Ukraine conflict. On the other hand, Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico offered a rare voice of support, saying he would have joined Orban had his health permitted after surviving an assassination attempt in May. Kyiv and its Western allies immediately hit out at Hungarian leader after Putin hosted him in Moscow for talks on the Ukrainian conflict. Moscow said it is not ready to drop the idea of waging war until a victorious end. European Union leaders also lashed out at Orban over the trip. EU Council Chief Charles Michel had earlier reiterated the common stance that no discussions about Ukraine can take place without Ukraine. The European Commission's head, Ursula von der Leyen, wrote on X, "Appeasement will not stop Putin." For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.